It's a him, Mario, the fat Italian plumber with a fondness for fungi and who was once a bigger pop culture icon of consumerism and more recognisable to young children than Mickey Mouse in his heyday, is today's topic in part 3 of Pop Culture Profiling. So sit back, relax, and...
here we go!
Created by Shigeru Miyamoto way back in 1981 to appear as the hero in the first Donkey Kong arcade game as an anonymous everyman, and briefly being known as Jumpman on account of his signature barrel leaping abilities, it would be the 1982 follow-up game Donkey Kong Jr. where the name Mario would be first used, and is the only game I know of at least to feature Mario as the antagonist in a game. Now there's been a lot of interest over the years about Mario's full name. According to legend and referenced in the 1993 book Game Over, written by David Sheff, that Mario was the name of the landlord of then struggling Nintendo of America's president Minoru Arakawa, who christened the still as yet unnamed sprite Mario in honour of his short-tempered Italian-American rent collector, little knowing that in a few short years the name would become one of the most well-known within the entertainment industry. Following on from the success of Donkey Kong, Mario would for the first time get top billing in his own game, Mario Brothers, featuring for the first time his palette-swapped younger brother Luigi and a change of occupation from lowly carpenter into the U-bend unblocking plumber we'd all come to love. But it was the release of Super Mario Brothers in 1985 which would be the breakout title not just for the character but also for parent company Nintendo. The Famicom was launched in Japan in 1983 and had swept all before it in Asia. Now Nintendo president and one of my heroes, Hiroshi Yamaguchi, dismissing all the defeatist talk of video game crashes and Westerners not being into video games by redesigning and launching the Famicom in the US as the Nintendo Entertainment System. Now this wasn't as straightforward as it might first seem, as there was a lot of resistance to this from American retailers who had been hit hard by the crash, but also from within Nintendo itself. Prior to its release, it hadn't fared too well with American test audiences, but Yamaguchi's rule over Nintendo was absolute, and he was prepared to gamble the future of the company his grandfather founded on the back of his dungaree-wearing mascot. Like Julius Caesar crossing the Rubicon, there was no going back. But Yamaguchi's instincts proved spot on, and the timing could not have been better as the newly rebranded NES faced little competition upon release. It was estimated that at its height, the NES would be in the homes of 1 in 4 US households, and despite newer machines from rivals such as Atari's 7800 and Sega's Master System, these went by almost largely unnoticed, as both Nintendo and now the face of the company, Mario, looked to conquer the world. From superior 8-bit sequels through 16-bit gems, even being the first and arguably only 2D franchise to make the jump up to 3D successfully, Mario has also featured prominently in other media, from crappy Saturday morning cartoons to a love it or hate it live action adaptation featuring the star of Roger Rabbit, British actor Bob Hoskins in the titular role, and the inevitable tsunami of merchandising that would follow. And despite slipping down the pecking order of gaming's fickle hierarchy of stars, Mario has been front and centre of each new Nintendo machine with a title to show off the new hardware, and it's no coincidence to me that the latest console, the Nintendo Switch, has been flying off the shelves in no small part to the latest Mario game, Super Mario Odyssey. In fact, Mario has been around so long and has featured so heavily in the growth of gaming, from every kid's favourite platform game to the topic of serious study, that he's rarely been out of the spotlight even when there have been many years passing between main games in the franchise. In that sense, I liken him to a Marlon Brando figure, someone who demands respect from even those who never played any of his games. Take me for example. My first console was a Master System and I grew up a Sega fanboy, but still looked across the gaming battlefield at games like Super Mario Bros. 3, World and Super Mario Kart and tipped my hat to the enemy, as only Nintendo seemingly could make games look and play that good, and only Mario had that crossover appeal. Young and old, hardcore or casual, Mario, for me at least, is, was and always will be the godfather of the gaming industry. So my name's Gray, this is Consoletronics, you've been watching Pop Culture Profiling. Who would you like to see me profile next? Let me know in the comments. So thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, comment and subscribe. More videos up soon, so I'll see you there. Laters.